When the world tells you to dim your light, that's exactly when you shine brighter. When the noise outside screams limitations, that's when you go silent, step inward, and activate your glow. Because deep within you, there's a spark that hasn't gone out. It's just been waiting for you to see it, feel it, and finally believe in it. The journey to your glow isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you are before the world told you to shrink. You were born radiant. Now it's time to return to that truth. The glow journey begins with a whisper, a gentle pull in your soul that says, there's more. More than just surviving, more than playing small, more than going through the motions. It's the desire to feel alive again, to stand in your own power, and to radiate with a purpose that makes people stop and stare, not because you're flashy, but because you're real. Authentic glow comes from alignment, not appearance. It's an inside job, and it begins the moment you choose to honor yourself. Your glow begins within. This truth is the foundation of everything. In a world that constantly urges you to look outward towards success, validation, appearance, or approval, it's easy to believe that your value, your worth, and your light are tied to something external. But that belief keeps you chasing, performing, and comparing, all while your real power waits silently inside you. The truth is, no amount of makeup, money, followers, or recognition can create a genuine glow if it's not rooted within your spirit. Your glow is not a costume you wear, it's a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. Glowing from within means taking responsibility for your energy, your thoughts, and your emotions. It means looking in the mirror and saying, I'm ready to come home to myself. That's where it all starts. Your inner light may have been dimmed by past pain, trauma, rejection, or fear, but it was never extinguished. It's still there, quietly waiting to be reignited, not by external events, but by a decision to stop abandoning yourself, a decision to love yourself fiercely, especially on the days when you feel unworthy or invisible. It's in those quiet moments when you choose yourself, even when no one is watching, that your true glow begins to rise. Most people look for their glow in things, new relationships, fancy goals, perfect photos, but those things are only amplifiers. If your inner world is dark, no external thing can make you truly shine. And if your inner world is glowing, even in simplicity, your energy will light up a room. This is why it's so important to do the inner work, to heal the old wounds, rewire the negative beliefs, and reconnect with the parts of yourself you've neglected. You cannot glow from a place of self-abandonment. You must glow from self-respect. That glow is forged in your honesty, the moments when you stop pretending to be okay and finally admit what's hurting, the times you allow yourself to cry, to release, to feel deeply instead of numbing or hiding. Your glow comes from emotional freedom, not control. You don't need to hold it together to shine. You need to be real, because authenticity carries a frequency that no filter can match. When you are true to who you are, you naturally radiate confidence, grace, and peace. And people feel it. They may not know what it is, but they're drawn to it because truth is magnetic. What starts on the inside eventually shows on the outside. That inner peace, that clarity, that joy, it spills into your voice, your posture, your decisions, and your presence. You begin to move with more intention. You start speaking life over yourself instead of judgment. You make choices based on worth, not fear. That's when the glow becomes undeniable. You're not trying to prove anything to anyone. You're simply existing in your light, and that light becomes your quiet power. There is nothing more beautiful than someone who glows from a place of self-awareness. They've seen their shadows, faced their pain, and still chose to rise. They don't need to explain it, they live it. That's what inner glow does. It doesn't demand attention. It commands it silently, naturally, effortlessly. So if you've been searching for your light, stop looking out there. It's already inside you. It's in your breath, your courage, your softness, your resilience. You just have to choose it, water it, protect it, and walk in it daily, no matter what. Because when your glow begins within, no one can take it away from you. Authenticity over approval is one of the most liberating shifts you can make on your glow journey. So many people spend their entire lives trying to be liked, trying to fit into expectations, trying to be everything for everyone, and in the process they lose sight of who they truly are. They trade authenticity for acceptance and silence their truth for temporary validation. But here's what no one tells you. Chasing approval is a never-ending cycle. Even when you get it, it's fleeting. You'll constantly need more. It becomes addictive, and over time it drains your soul. Your glow, however, doesn't thrive in the shadows of people-pleasing. It thrives in truth. Choosing authenticity means being courageous enough to stand in who you are, even if that means standing alone at times. It means telling the truth about what you feel, what you value, and what you want. It means no longer editing yourself to make others comfortable or watering down your personality to avoid judgment. When you choose authenticity, you no longer need to play a role. You become real, raw, present, and grounded. That's where the glow is. It's not in the mask, it's in the mirror. And when you begin to live that way, something remarkable happens. You stop chasing people and start attracting the right ones. You stop performing and start connecting. You stop apologizing for your presence and start honoring it. Being authentic doesn't mean being loud or rebellious. It simply means being aligned. Your words match your values. Your choices reflect your truth. You don't say yes when your soul is screaming no. You don't fake emotions for approval. You don't shrink to avoid attention. You live in your skin like it's a safe place to be, and that level of self-acceptance creates a glow that can't be faked. There's a calm confidence in people who no longer need to prove themselves. They walk into rooms without needing to be the loudest or the most admired because they're not looking to be liked. They're looking to be real. Authenticity also brings peace. When you live in alignment, you stop second-guessing every word, every move, every decision. You're no longer acting, you're just being. And that simplicity is powerful. There's nothing more exhausting than pretending. The more you perform, the more disconnected you become from your soul. But when you choose truth, the energy you once spent trying to impress is now used to evolve. You begin to make space for what really matters. You cultivate clarity. You connect with your intuition. You gain self-trust. And from that place, your glow deepens. This path will challenge you. Not everyone will understand your shift. Some will question you. Others might leave. And that's okay. The people who are meant for the real you will find you, and the ones who aren't were never truly connected to you anyway. Let them go. You are not responsible for other people's comfort. You are responsible for your own alignment. And the more you lean into that truth, the more power you reclaim. You become rooted, radiant, whole. You glow not because people approve, but because you've approved of yourself. Authenticity is a return. It's not about becoming, it's about remembering the version of you before the world told you who to be. Remembering your voice, your rhythm, your passion, your truth. You are not here to blend in. You are not here to meet other people's standards. You are here to embody the fullness of who you are. And the more you show up in that energy, the more your glow becomes undeniable, because realness can't be replicated. And when you walk in authenticity, you become a mirror for others to do the same. That's when your glow becomes not just a light, but a lighthouse. Progress over perfection is the mindset that fuels real transformation. Too often, people get stuck waiting for the perfect time to begin, the perfect mood, the perfect conditions, the perfect version of themselves to show up. But perfection is a moving target. It doesn't exist. It's a lie we tell ourselves to delay action. The truth is, your glow journey doesn't require perfection. It requires commitment. It asks for presence. It demands that you keep showing up even when things feel messy, uncertain, or incomplete. Progress is not about being flawless. It's about being faithful to your growth. There is power in showing up while you're still healing. There's beauty in moving forward while you're still figuring things out. Every small step you take, every decision to keep going, builds momentum. And that momentum creates change. If you wait until everything is perfect, you'll never move. But if you accept that your journey will be imperfect and choose to take aligned action anyway, that's when the shift begins. That's when your light starts to break through the cracks. That's when your energy starts to evolve from stuck to steady. Progress gives you something perfection never can: freedom. Freedom to try, freedom to fail, freedom to learn. When you let go of the pressure to be perfect, you make space for curiosity, creativity, and courage. You begin to understand that missteps are not signs of weakness, they're signs that you're moving. And movement, even slow or awkward, is powerful. It teaches you what works and what doesn't. It sharpens your instincts. It deepens your resilience. You grow more in your attempts than you ever will in your waiting. That's why progress matters so much, because it keeps you in motion. There's a subtle shift that happens when you embrace progress over perfection. You begin to focus on the process rather than the outcome. You start measuring your success by how consistently you show up rather than how flawless the result looks. You celebrate the small wins, the days you kept your word to yourself, the moments you chose healing over habit, the decisions that felt scary but right. You stop obsessing over the big leap and start honoring the daily steps. And those steps are what build your glow. Not overnight, but over time. With intention, with devotion, with grace. Glowing is not a destination you reach when you've fixed everything. It's a state of being you cultivate by choosing yourself every day. Some days you'll feel powerful, aligned, clear. Other days you'll feel uncertain, tired, maybe even discouraged. That's okay. The glow journey is not a straight line. It's a rhythm, and every part of it counts. The light and the dark, the high and the low, the progress and the pause. When you release the unrealistic demand to always have it together, you begin to feel more grounded in your truth. You'll learn that progress can be quiet. Sometimes it's not obvious. It's in the way you respond differently to stress. It's in the boundaries you finally enforce. It's in the way you speak to yourself more kindly. It's in the choice to keep going, even when your confidence wavers. That's real growth. That's authentic evolution. And it all starts with letting go of perfection as the goal. Because perfection will keep you frozen in fear, while progress will keep you glowing through the storm. Your journey doesn't have to look polished to be powerful. What matters is that it's yours. Raw. Real. In motion. So give yourself permission to be in progress. Let your glow unfold layer by layer. You are not meant to be perfect. You are meant to be evolving, becoming, rising. And that process, imperfect and sacred, is what makes your glow journey so incredibly radiant. Your energy is magnetic, and that magnetism begins to shift the moment you decide to live in alignment with your truth. You don't have to try so hard to be seen when your glow speaks louder than your words. You don't have to chase people, opportunities, or outcomes when you've done the inner work to become the kind of person that everything naturally flows toward. When your energy is clean, rooted, and intentional, you become a force that quietly attracts everything meant for you, not through force, but through frequency. And that's where your true glow begins to reveal its quiet power. Magnetism isn't about being the loudest in the room or having the most attention on you. It's about embodying an energy that is grounded in purpose and peace. When you're aligned with your highest self, people feel it before they even understand it. It's in your posture, your silence, your eye contact, your calm. You walk into rooms and change the temperature, not because you're demanding it, but because you are it. That is the power of aligned energy. It's not desperate, it's not performing, it's not loud, it's clear. And clarity is magnetic. So much of our lives are spent in pursuit mode. We think we have to hustle harder, prove more, push further just to be enough. But real glow doesn't chase, it attracts. It attracts peace, clarity, relationships, opportunities, and breakthroughs because it's anchored in self-trust. When you stop trying to be everything and start being yourself, your energy becomes undeniable. That's the turning point when the world starts to respond differently to you, not because it changed, but because you did. Magnetism flows from self-awareness. You start noticing what drains you and what nourishes you. You stop saying yes to things that don't feel right. You begin to protect your time, your space, and your boundaries, not out of fear, but out of deep self-respect. The clearer you become about who you are and what you deserve, the stronger your energy field becomes. And that energy field is constantly speaking for you. It walks ahead of you. It introduces you before you say a word. That's why inner alignment matters more than outer performance. People can sense the difference between someone who's pretending and someone who's present. You don't need to explain your glow to anyone. You just need to live it. The people who are meant for you will feel it. The right opportunities will recognize it. And anything that doesn't align will naturally fall away, not because you're pushing it out, but because it can't exist in the frequency you now operate in. That's the beauty of energetic growth. It silently organizes your life for you. It filters out the noise. It brings clarity to your path. You no longer have to hustle for worthiness. You simply become a living embodiment of it. There's nothing more attractive than a person who knows who they are, honors their journey, and isn't afraid to take up space, not with ego, but with presence. That kind of glow isn't loud, but it's unforgettable. It stays with people. It inspires change. It creates ripple effects. You don't need to force anyone to see your value when you've already claimed it within. That's what magnetism is. It's the outcome of inner integrity. You live in truth, and that truth draws everything to you. So don't worry about being liked, followed, or chosen. Worry about being aligned. Focus on nurturing your energy, protecting your peace, and honoring your soul. Because when your energy is right, everything else aligns naturally. Your glow is not something you chase, it's something you embody. And when you do, the world can't help but notice. Protect your radiance, because not everyone or everything deserves access to your energy. Your glow is sacred. It's the result of deep inner work, emotional healing, and the choice to rise again and again, no matter how many times life tried to dim your light. You didn't come this far just to give your energy away carelessly. You earned this light. You grew through shadows. You transformed through pain. And now that you're glowing, your responsibility is to protect it like the treasure it truly is. This isn't about building walls. It's about setting standards. It's about choosing what aligns with your peace, your growth, and your purpose. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve you, your glow dims just a little. Every time you allow someone to treat you less than you deserve, your radiance takes a hit. Protecting your glow means being intentional about your environment, your boundaries, and your energy exchanges. It means noticing how you feel after conversations, who you feel safe around, and what habits support your highest self. You are always either fueling your glow or draining it, and that choice is yours every single day. Start with your thoughts. Protecting your radiance begins with the words you speak to yourself. If your inner voice is filled with criticism, doubt, or fear, your energy will reflect that. Your glow cannot survive in self-judgment. Speak love over yourself. Choose affirming, empowering thoughts that nourish your spirit. Remind yourself daily that you are enough, you are worthy, and you are allowed to take up space. That kind of self-talk builds a foundation of light that no external voice can shake. Then protect your space. Your surroundings influence your energy more than you realize. Is your environment calm or chaotic? Are the people in your life uplifting or draining? Protecting your radiance means curating your world with care. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your energy, especially if they consistently bring confusion, negativity, or doubt into your life. Sometimes the most powerful act of self-love is creating distance, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. Your glow is also affected by how you treat your body. Your physical vessel carries your light. When you rest, nourish, move, and honor your body, your energy shines more freely. Don't wait until burnout to listen. Don't ignore your needs just to keep up with external expectations. Slowing down is not weakness, it's wisdom. Resting is not quitting, it's resetting. The more you care for your body with tenderness and attention, the stronger your glow becomes. Another part of protecting your radiance is guarding your focus. What you give your attention to expands. If you constantly feed your mind with fear, gossip, and distraction, your glow becomes cloudy. But if you fill your mind with inspiration, gratitude, learning, and truth, your energy rises. Protect what you consume online, in conversations, in entertainment. Everything is either feeding your frequency or lowering it. Choose with intention. You'll know you're protecting your glow when peace becomes your priority. When your soul feels light. When you no longer entertain drama, gossip, or situations that pull you out of alignment, you'll feel more clear, more grounded, more whole. You'll walk away from conversations that once drained you and no longer feel guilty. You'll choose solitude over chaos and stillness over performance. That is protection in action. That is power in practice. Your glow is your gift. Not everyone deserves access to it. Protect it not from fear, but from reverence. You work too hard to rediscover your light, only to let it be dimmed by what doesn't deserve you. You don't have to fight for your worth, you just have to honor it, live it, and protect it. That's when your radiance becomes not just visible, but untouchable. The glow journey is a legacy, not just a personal experience. Every step you take to rise, every decision to choose healing over harm, every time you show up for yourself, even when no one else does, it all becomes part of something bigger than you. This journey isn't just about your success, your transformation, or your light. It's about the ripple effect you create just by being real. You don't even realize how many people you're inspiring by simply refusing to give up on yourself. That quiet commitment you make every day to keep going is writing a story that others will one day read as permission to rise themselves. You become a walking testimony of what's possible, not because everything in your life is perfect, but because you decided to glow anyway. And that decision, repeated daily, creates momentum that affects everyone you encounter. Your friends feel it. Your family notices. Strangers sense it. People are drawn to your energy not because you're trying to impress them, but because you're embodying a frequency that gives them hope. You remind them that it's okay to be flawed, to be human, and to still choose growth. That reminder is a gift, and it's part of the legacy you're leaving every day. Legacy isn't always loud. It doesn't always look like a spotlight or applause. Sometimes legacy is the way you speak life into someone who's struggling. Sometimes it's the silent power of your presence when someone needs comfort. Sometimes it's your resilience that makes someone believe in their own strength. When you glow from within, you shift rooms without trying. You hold space just by being grounded. That kind of influence isn't temporary, it's transformative. It lasts because it comes from truth. When you start walking your glow journey with intention, you become a mirror for others. Not everyone will say it out loud, but people will begin to look at you differently. They'll feel more hopeful around you. They'll feel safer to be themselves. And even if they don't fully understand what's different about you, they'll remember the way your energy made them feel. That's the beginning of legacy. Not what you give, but who you become. Not what you say, but how you live. Your glow is teaching others even when you're not speaking a word. This journey you're on, this commitment to show up, evolve, and heal is the beginning of generational impact. When you shift, everything around you shifts. The way you love changes, the way you lead changes, the way you parent, work, create, and connect all begins to reflect your inner light. And those changes don't end with you. They extend into the future. Your glow creates a path for others to walk. Maybe it's your children, maybe it's your community, maybe it's someone you don't even know yet who will feel empowered just because you decided to keep going. Even the days that feel small, the choices that seem insignificant, they matter. Every time you choose presence over performance, truth over comfort, faith over fear, you build a foundation that others will one day stand on. You become proof that healing is possible, that evolution is real, that you don't have to stay stuck in pain to be powerful. That's the kind of legacy that doesn't fade. It's lived, it's felt, it's passed down. So walk your glow journey with pride. Not just for yourself, but for everyone who's watching in silence, wondering if they can rise too. Be the light they didn't know they needed. Be the permission they didn't know they were waiting for. You are not just glowing, you are guiding. And the light you carry will outlast you in the most beautiful way. That's legacy. That's impact. That's what makes your glow eternal.